Part 1. The Fateful Meeting. In the heart of fair Verona, a city rife with beauty and strife, the stage was set for one of the most enduring love stories ever told. It was a city divided where two noble families, the Montagues and the Capulets, held a bitter and ancient feud. This feud cast a dark shadow over the city, igniting violence and hatred. But amidst the turmoil, a love story for the ages would unfurl. Romeo Montague, a young man of great passion and a penchant for romantic verse, was a dreamer at heart. He wandered the streets of Verona with a sense of longing, yearning for something beyond the petty squabbles of his family and their rivals. He was known for his good looks, his charm, and his impulsive nature, which often led him into adventures. On the other side of the feud was Juliet Capulet, a radiant and intelligent young woman on the brink of womanhood. She possessed a beauty that could stop hearts and a mind that outshone the stars. But her life was confined by the constraints of her family's honor and reputation. Juliet was bound by the expectations of her parents, who sought to arrange her marriage to a suitable suitor, the nobleman Paris. The stage was set for destiny to play its hand on a fateful evening. The Capulets, in a grand display of their wealth and influence, hosted a magnificent ball. Romeo, driven by a mixture of curiosity and youthful restlessness, decided to attend the ball uninvited, despite the dangers of mingling with the enemy. As he entered the opulent Capulet estate, he was greeted by the sights and sounds of festivity. The ballroom was adorned with glistening chandeliers, and the air was filled with music and laughter. Romeo's mask concealed his identity, allowing him to blend into the crowd as he observed the revelry. It was then that his eyes fell upon Juliet, radiant in her beauty, moving gracefully amidst the guests. Time seemed to stand still as their gazes locked from across the room. In that moment, the world faded away, and they were drawn to each other as if by an invisible thread. Romeo, entranced by Juliet's beauty and grace, felt his heart quicken. He forgot the feud, the danger, and the consequences. In his heart, he knew he had found something extraordinary. He could not resist the urge to approach her, and he did so with a mixture of courage and recklessness. As they stood beneath the soft glow of the ballroom's chandeliers, their words flowed like poetry. Their conversation was a dance of wit and charm, each word drawing them closer together. It was as though they had known each other for a lifetime, and this meeting was a reunion of kindred spirits. Their love blossomed on that magical night, amid the grandeur and the danger. It was a love that defied reason, a love that knew no boundaries. Romeo and Juliet had fallen deeply and irrevocably in love, and in that moment, they were willing to risk everything for each other. But as the night waned and the dawn approached, reality came crashing back. Romeo discovered Juliet's true identity, and she learned his. They realized the perilous truth. They were from feuding families, and their love was forbidden. Despite the dangers that lay ahead, they made a pact to meet again. Their love was a secret flame, burning passionately yet dangerously in the shadows of Verona. Little did they know that their love story would become one of the most celebrated tales of love and tragedy in the annals of literature, forever etching their names into the fabric of history. Part 2. The Forbidden Love. With the memory of their enchanting encounter at the Capulet ball etched in their hearts, Romeo and Juliet's love grew stronger with each passing day. Yet their love was shadowed by the looming threat of their feuding families. The Montagues and Capulets had long been locked in a bitter and senseless feud, and the consequences of their love affair were dire. As Romeo and Juliet exchanged secret letters and clandestine rendezvous, their passion deepened. Juliet, despite her youth, displayed a remarkable maturity and intelligence. She was willing to risk everything for love, even the wrath of her own family. Romeo, for his part, was equally devoted. He sought solace in the wise counsel of Friar Lawrence, a trusted confidant who believed their love might help heal the rift between the Montagues and Capulets. One sunny afternoon, amidst the beauty of Juliet's garden, they professed their love in the most poetic and heartfelt words. Juliet, leaning over her balcony, declared, "O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet." Romeo, hidden beneath the garden's shadow, responded with equal ardor. "Oh, wilt thou therefore rise from me? And if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet." Their love, though intense, was fraught with peril. The risk of discovery hung over them like a dark cloud. Mercutio, Romeo's best friend, warned him of the consequences of his actions, but Romeo could not be dissuaded. Love had taken hold of their hearts, and it was a force too powerful to resist. In their quest to be together, Romeo and Juliet enlisted Friar Lawrence to perform a secret marriage ceremony. The friar believed that this union might be the key to uniting their warring families. Their love was sealed with vows of eternal devotion, witnessed only by the heavens above. Yet, fate had other plans. The feud between the Montagues and Capulets escalated. Tybalt, Juliet's fiery cousin, challenged Romeo to a duel. Romeo, now secretly married to Juliet, sought to avoid bloodshed. But when Tybalt killed Mercutio, Romeo's restraint shattered. In a fit of rage and grief, he slew Tybalt. The city of Verona was plunged into chaos, and the consequences were swift and severe. Romeo was banished from Verona, a punishment that tore him away from his beloved Juliet. Their separation was agonizing, and the weight of their love's consequences bore heavily on their hearts. Juliet was faced with an impossible dilemma. She could remain loyal to her family by marrying Paris, the man they had chosen for her, or she could defy their wishes to be with Romeo. In her desperation, she turned to Friar Lawrence for help, and he devised a daring plan. Little did they know that this plan would set in motion a chain of events that would lead to tragedy beyond their imagination. Their love would be tested to its limits, and the fate of two star-crossed lovers would hang in the balance. The story of Romeo and Juliet serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring nature of love and the destructive power of feuds and hatred. Their love was a beacon of light in a world filled with darkness, but it was also a love that would ultimately be tested by the very forces that sought to tear it apart. Part 3. Tragedy and Eternal Love. Juliet's decision to seek Friar Lawrence's counsel would set the stage for a series of events that would lead to both heartbreak and enduring love. Desperate to avoid marrying Paris and longing to be with Romeo, Juliet agreed to the friar's audacious plan. Friar Lawrence provided her with a potion, one that would make her appear dead for a period of 42 hours. This plan would allow Juliet to escape her impending marriage and reunite with Romeo, who would receive a letter explaining everything. The night before her wedding to Paris, Juliet bravely drank the potion, knowing that it was her only chance to be with her true love. Her family, believing her to be dead, prepared for a funeral instead of a wedding. Unfortunately, fate had more cruel twists in store. Romeo, who was not informed of the friar's plan, received news of Juliet's apparent death while in exile. Grief-stricken and desperate to be with his love, he made a fateful decision. He purchased poison and returned to Verona, determined to join Juliet in death. As he entered the tomb of the Capulets, he was met with a scene of solemn beauty. Juliet lay in a death-like slumber, her beauty undiminished even in the embrace of death. Romeo believed she was truly gone, and unable to bear life without her, he drank the poison. His final words were a testament to the depth of his love for Juliet. Moments later, Juliet awoke to find Romeo lifeless beside her. Her heartbreak was immeasurable, and she knew there was only one course of action for her. Taking up Romeo's dagger, she joined him in death, sealing their love in eternity. The tragic tale of Romeo and Juliet unfolded before the eyes of their grief-stricken families. The Montagues and Capulets, who had for so long been consumed by hatred, were now united by shared sorrow. They realized too late the senselessness of their feud, and their hearts were heavy with regret. The story of Romeo and Juliet, a love that defied feuding families and societal constraints, serves as a poignant reminder of the destructive power of hatred and the beauty of love that transcends even death. Their love was like a brilliant flame that burned brightly but all too briefly. It was a love that inspired poets, playwrights, and lovers for generations to come. In the quiet tomb of the Capulets, the two lovers were reunited in death, their love story eternally etched in the annals of history as a symbol of the undying power of love. Their tragic end was a testament to the high cost of hatred and the enduring strength of love, a love that not even death could extinguish. And so, the tale of Romeo and Juliet lives on, a timeless reminder that love, even in the face of insurmountable odds, can be the most powerful force in the world, capable of transcending even the boundaries between life and death.